Doris essentially looks at Lucy and then back at the wolf and feels like there's only really one thing to actually do here. Um, let me see.
Slowly, Betrayer escapes my bag and starts mawing on me.
Essentially, Doris is going to be looking at the beast and just casting Rhymes Binding Ice.
Okay.
Whatever it is, it needs to be held. Whatever you're trying to do, do it again. So Doris is basically going to cast that. Con saves 15.
Cool.
Can I help the wolf?
Yeah,
There's
but
just trying to help you connect with
this is a save, and in particular, this is a.
You don't want it to save. I'm trying to trap it in ice, so you can do whatever you're doing again.
doing
right.
as and connect with it.
So it's a 15, right?
Correct.
Cool. All right. So let me roll that up. Cool. You. And it was a con save?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what does this spell look like? How are you casting this? Give me a heads up on that.
Doris is essentially, you see, he looks sort of at the blood nearby, and he sort of starts waving his arms and channeling it, and sort of the blood drawing from the floor. And as it sort of is curving with the arc of his arms, it's splashing basically on top of the wolf, at its feet, over its back, and drenching the entire thing. And then essentially he's just blowing out, and there's a frost that basically hardens everything to hoarfrost around it, trapping it sort of in this shell.
Right. So all the blood that's still leaking from this thing and the various sort of like other fluids that you can see between like infection and all this sort of like other horrid things all has a sort of like a rhyme actually come out of it as Durist breathes the breath of the mountains out towards it from like the homeland and whatnot, and it's all the like you could see its heavy sharp claws caked inside of this blood red ice that's covering it, and it seems to be unable to move. Yeah.
Lucy, you have a little bit of time before it can break itself out of there.
Cool.
Whatever you would like to do,
So
I would do.
It basically means that it's immobile now, right?
Yes, no, so specifically looking at the flavor text, not even flavor text, it is hindered by ice formations for a minute until someone uses an action to break it away. It is hindered by ice, speed reduced to 0. So it can't physically move from here.
Interesting.
I don't know if hindered also means it can't attack.
No, that's flavor. It just means that it can't move. It has 0 movement. It can definitely attack from out of that. Okay. Cool.
Also, question: are cantrips? That's an action. Never mind.
Yeah, if you had a bonus action cantrip.
I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay then. That was Durist. Over to what's happening in the corner. So, Emmy, you hear the unsheathing of blades behind you.
Oops.
Rogues go off to be murdered in corners.
Kinda, sorta. And let me. And you. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Do 7 nat 20s hit you?
Don't. Cool. So that was that. That's plus 3. Okay, so you suddenly feel short swords jab into both of your shoulders from behind you, um,
Ow.
as you take 17 points of damage from a foe you did not see.
Um, do I see him now? Them.
You look behind you with your dark vision, and all you see is black and white space.
Oh my effing god. Stop being invisible. That's not right.
That, yes.
Said the invisible person.
Oh wait, I was super stealth. Did he or did they perceive me in my nat 20 stealth?
You nearly bumped into him. So,
That's true.
yes. Basically, you moved up into, like, their square. He shifted out of the way and knows exactly where you were because of afterwards, and then stabbed you.
Well, I was supposed to be the one doing this.
That's
So
true.
I think this is very rude of him.
I feel the same way. I'm like, my 25 didn't do anything. 25 didn't.
Roll a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Alright. 11?
Okay, let me... You feel that same faint wind across, like, the back of your neck as, like, you... Yeah, you feel a faint breeze on the back of your neck as if something moved, but you have no idea what would be moving or where it would be moving.
Am I still connected with Doris, or is that completely shut off?
Nope, needs to go through Ashy.
Okay.
Your central power station's down.
Is it my turn?
Let me see. Nope, it's Glim's.
Okay. I was about to say.
And I don't see that because you were super stealth, right?
Yeah, you probably hear Emmy yell out in pain in, like, a back corner of the fucking place to your back.
She's not. Is she in 30 feet of the sword?
No.
All right.
Actually,
these two are doing.
Wait. Wait 2 seconds.
No, she's
5,
not. She's
10,
super
15,
far
20, 25, 30.
There's a wall between that.
There's no way.
35. No, what you do see, though, you see over here the figure
I see some fucker
from the faintest bit of light emanating from your greatsword. You see a fully black clothed, with these emerald goggles on, heavy sort of like modified crossbow, inside of like proper sort of set up and prepared like hunting gear with a bandolier across of various sort of like potions and alchemical devices. A figure that looks surprisingly a lot like Quincy.
Oh. Alright, so my sword is there. Can you show me again where I am?
Oh,
how
yeah,
how far away is he from me?
I can just give you the whole map now. Specifically 70 feet.
Okay. Well, fuck this guy. I'm gonna use. I turn around. I can see that over the barrels and stuff.
I'm saying that it's hard
He's
to
tall,
tell,
right?
but you see a person.
I see a person and I don't know who it is.
You see
and
a
I don't wanna
silhouette
be near this
all the way
wolf.
over there that you know isn't Emmy or Ashley.
Okay. So in that case, I will action dash to just get to him because I have 80 feet of movement. When I
Okay.
dash.
Wrong thing.
And if I need to acrobatics or athletics to go in a straight line to him over the barrels.
Describe to me which one you want to use and how you're using it.
Are these posts lower than the barrels, like on the outside?
No, they're a little bit higher.
They're a little bit higher, so I couldn't okay, so I can't step up onto them.
I mean, you were able to climb up onto them to then get on top of the barrels. Like, that's how you got the sword in there.
No, I feel like to get to him, I need to, jump across. Right? If I want to get there in one turn.
Sure.
He said you can go between the barrels. That's not a.
I'm saying that you can
closed
go
space.
through. It takes, extra
You need-
movement, though.
Yeah,
have
I don't
10
want it to
extra
take extra
movement.
movement.
You have 10
I-
extra to play with.
So that's one barrel that I could get through.
Yeah, so I'm
Um,
basically saying that, these 3 squares would be considered, difficult terrain.
Yeah. I will try to jump onto the first barrel
Okay.
because I think with my normal strength I could just jump onto it,
You
Okay.
probably just vault athletically.
and then I'd want to
You
just
step away
run
from
across
the
top.
blood-covered wolf, and it snaps out at you.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it will hit you, and it'll do.
Well, what does it do? I have a 17 on.
It doesn't 18 hit. I know. I was like, that's why I was like,
I'm
no,
just
this
making sure
hits.
because I don't normally use the shield.
It's true, actually. Good point.
The
was
wolf
that?
is hitting Glim?
Yeah. It I know you're in front of it to try and be
That's fine. That's fine.
yeah, you're in
But-
front of it,
but
and it what's up?
She's encased in ice. She's in
It
ice.
doesn't restrict the
It can
movement.
still
It's just
attack.
for
I
the
just can't
attacks.
move.
It can't move.
Can I use my inspiration to give it disadvantage?
I'm not gonna let you do that. I'll let you do a lot of things.
But I won't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it attacks you, and it specifically 2d.
Wait, hold on. Don't do anything. Hold on.
All right. I am not doing anything. I have ceased doing.
I'm at full health. So.
Do you want to? Are you looking for silvery barb target or?
I understand that you're at full health, but I'm trying. I want her to not attack us either. So yes, I would. She succeeded right on that attack roll. That's what
Yes.
the 18 was.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast silvery barbs, and give myself the advantage on the next turn.
Okay. Well, I mean, you have a floating advantage that you can use whenever it comes down to. But we'll
Okay.
see that. Okay, so that actually happens at disadvantage. So you
17.
this blood-covered, matted wolf that has lost all the humanity that Cammy was, snaps out, but your axe, I imagine, actually, what is a silvery barbs? How does this play out for you?
In this scenario, I'm still bent down in front of, I'm trying to stand in the way
Yeah.
and have her focus on me. So I'll put the axe down in front of her. I'm holding it. I'm not letting go of it. But I'll put it on the ground, and then it'll just be ice, sort of, and just kind of wrap around her paws in a loving, puppy, kind of way.
So basically, what happens is you lay the axe down on the ground, and you see out of the ice forms a hand for a fraction of a moment that seemingly has a calming influence on it, and the viciousness of the attack subsides for a moment and doesn't actually connect onto Glim. The attack misses. Go ahead. You can also give Glim advantage on this if you on this like athletics.
I have inspiration.
You do.
So I will see if I need it. Can I do that?
Yeah, totally.
Like to inspire that I gain extra distance.
Okay, I let you do a lot. Yeah, you might want to
use that inspiration. 13.
Can I also be assisting this?
How?
I was
convince
spacing
me
out and don't know what's going on. Give me a chance to have a reason.
He puts his hands together and I use it to step
He
up.
affects
onto
gravity. He just like I
what
twitch
is
his
what
affects
is Glim
gravity.
trying to do?
Glim is
I'm
trying
climbing
to
up
get
the barrel.
to this guy all the way up here.
Hold on, I'm pretty sure I can just jump.
Are
onto
you
the
ready
barrel.
to moon jump, Glim?
I don't know
Okay.
if you could do that on your
You have to use an action to do that.
Can I forgo my turn entirely in order to do this?
Let me see when you go. You go like last.
I will skip my turn to do this.
He gains like a rush of inspiration, and he simply must
Duris,
help
do you have
right now
inspiration?
immediately.
Okay, hold on. It
Yeah.
says your strength determines how far you can jump.
Oh,
So if I have a +6, I should just be able to get onto the barrel.
yeah, okay. And you know what? I'm gonna say let's take that athletics check as like to keep the momentum so that you don't like fall off the barrel or anything.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, you actually are able to like basically clear over here, get over to this spot. Do you want to continue on the barrels or?
Do I have to make another athletics check?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If it's good enough, I'll let you kind of like run.
Momentum checks.
10.
Okay, I'm gonna say you don't fall on your face, but you don't really. So I'm gonna say you're able to get over to here.
Can I
So that was 5,
adjust?
10,
Can
I
I
think he's
adjust
fine.
Grimwell's density?
It's not a reaction.
Yeah, it's not a reaction to
It's
like do
not.
that. Like, I
It's not.
appreciate all of
Idiot.
this.
All right, but
Yes,
if I
80
get there, then I'll just sit down. Yeah, I'm actioning, so I get over there because I'm 80 feet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're able to get there, and
Yeah.
upon
Can I
closer
tell who? I can tell it's him.
at closer inspection, you very much can like tell. In particular, it's like the sort of very narrow, like but sharp sort of like chin that's like able to be seen. The sort of like lower half of the face that's not covered. That you're like, oh, I know this guy. Like,
I'll just smirk and say, "I fucking warned you," and then I will, because I did warn him not to test him, and then I will rage and attempt bonus action rage and attempt to frighten him.
okay, yeah.
DC 10. And as I rage, it will be the tail.
Okay, it was a wisdom save?
Yeah,
Okay.
DC 10. I think.
Okay, so you're gonna, like, cry out.
Ooh, I do have +2 intimidation against nobles. Does that do anything?
However,
I feel like I asked this about the guards, but I don't think they were nobles.
They weren't nobles, but Quincy definitely is.
He definitely.
So would that just
is.
make the DC 12?
Yes, and you see that there's a moment of recognition in his eyes. Well, like not in his eyes, but his like whole bearing as like the crossbow kind of like rattles a bit and like shakes. So he has to move away from you, right?
He can't move. He's frightened, so he can't move closer to me.
Okay, he doesn't
And
immediately move out of
attacks.
the way.
No.
Okay.
And a creature can repeat its saving throw at the end of each of its turns. So frightened, it can't move closer to me, has disadvantage on attacks against me.
Right. Okay. Cool. So Quincy, in that moment where you smirk and say, "Don't test me," just goes, "You're a monster too."
Oh no, I told him that last time. This one I said I fucking won.
Yeah, exactly. And you hear the response, "You're a monster too." And that's over to Ashy's turn. where things get worrying. Okay. Ashy, you're fading in and out of consciousness, and you can kind of feel these bolts. They hit clean. And you know there's not much time left. As, like, the vision's narrowing, the ground is feeling colder than you know it should. It's rough.
Pretty much out of range from everybody for...
Yeah, yeah, you're just kind of in the dark at this point. Cool. Over to Emmy. Off of that happy.
This is so important. You mentioned he was wearing goggles?
Yes.
And he's wearing a black cloak. Do
Yes.
I see his belt? Did I catch a glimpse of his belt?
Not... I'm gonna say, well, I mean, fuck, roll me a perception, because, like, you didn't see him until he stepped right there.
Oh, come on. Can I use one of my inspirations
do
to
it up.
reroll this? Because
Absolutely.
this is so important to me.
Absolutely.
1 sec, I'm marking myself down. Okay. Oh, come on.
I have an inspiration I can give her.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, you could feed that inspiration, or
Okay,
I mean,
so what I'm looking for
what are you looking for?
is I wanted to know if he had any flasks of what I thought was acid on him.
Wait, I have an advantage. She can have the advantage, the floating one.
Do you need to be able to see them?
Fucking A. Hold on.
I think
Hold
so.
on.
But I have an inspiration.
That's true.
Yeah, I have to be able to see them. Just kidding, babe.
That's okay. Did I just catch any glimpse of any vials of foul-looking liquid upon his body?
This guy definitely has alchemical items of some form or another.
Yes. Did I catch a glimpse of where they were?
He had a bandolier. You don't know what's kind of behind the cloak, because he's kind of had it, like, in deep and whatever, but at the same time.
All right. This is perfect. This is making my day.
Oh,
So
right.
what to do is I want to cast Mage Hand and
Okay.
grab a vial of acid and just kind of
break it.
on his face.
Yes!
Less than
It's
5
like the
pounds.
best- It's like Rogue who falls backwards hears glass. Falls. You hear glass shatter. Rogue who fell backwards onto jars of multiple bees. Oh no.
Okay, so
Ah, yes.
what I'm gonna do is, you're not able to identify what's on the bandolier in particular, because it's all just a bunch of stuff. But I'm gonna roll 1d6, and it'll be one of the things on there.
Okay.
Okay.
One of them is
Cool.
a vial of beast blood. We have to now fight Father Gascoigne as
So-
he turns into a second.
Oh,
form.
Yeah,
That
the
is-
other vials are like a ring of death or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's,
What happens is... I'm
Oh
gonna
wait,
say...
can I say, Quincy, go fuck yourself with an intimidation right before this?
Sure, roll it.
I'm really pissed off at him.
You are really pissed off. Okay, pretty good.
Mediumly.
You see Quincy's attention is far more put onto Glim, which is why this, like, mage hand trick is kind of working. And you particularly grab at the fifth one out of the 6 that are on the bandolier. And what ends up happening is he hears a click, click, and looks down, and just all of a sudden there's a cloud just is completely emitted out of this individual. In terms of this, where you... that works. Completely lose sight of both Glim and Quincy inside of this.
Oh, fuck. So Glim's just alone inside of a smoke screen with a monster hunter.
No, he's alone with me.
Yeah, it depends on your perspective of those things.
That's
He's
valid.
in fear of him, irregardless. He can't do anything.
Right, and also the idea is, if Emmy can't see him, he can't see Emmy.
Also fair. You know, it's not a bad.
So
With the fact he has
it's a
crossbows.
big weird fuck around thing that happened here. And so that was Emmy. Interesting. So now we go back down to the being once known as Cammy, who's now looking at Lucy, Durist, and Jesse in front of it, snarling and growling in this strange guttural sort of tone that sounds more like it's choking on what's ever inside of it, and it is going to it's going to lash out at Jesse, whose greatsword is still lodged inside of it. And let's see. Yeah. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Jesse. What the fuck? That's not your right one. Give me that. Okay, so cool. Needs to be that. And this thing's wild attacks that are just crazed, just kind of like trying to go up over top. Specifically, Lucy, you're kneeling down. You feel the air on top of you get split as like the sort of like it shatters off of the ice and lunges out with these sort of like attacks that you can see it wants to jump forward, but its back legs are being hindered again by the ice that's being held onto it. And Jesse has just enough time to sort of like have the greatsword and plunge it between them to hold this thing off from getting towards her any sort of better. Avoiding the 3 lunges that sort of came out after it. After her. And it's back to Jesse, who's going to take a moment to look over to Lucy and be like, so, do you have this thing under control? Because I'm not seeing that.
Can I respond to Jesse?
Absolutely. Free action. It's basically like
will-
holding up like this.
I'll turn angrily to Jesse and just say, I told you not to attack it. In a super, like, as mean as anybody in this party has ever heard me.
Okay.
She used the mom voice.
Okay. Jesse's gonna, like, look at you and be like, oh, you mean something going on here is, like, you know, you mean that. So Jesse is going to 3 creatures. Jesse's instead going to, having the greatsword up, be like, okay, we are going. Oop. We'll get to that. Jesse's gonna be like, holds there, and you see she lays like in a surprising calm that comes over top of her. Lays her head on the blade, even though it's holding off this like bestial sort of creature that's there, and you hear this sort of like uttered prayer where it's like, what was it? To break an oath does not break a person, and we are strong, and a bond is stronger and a bond is stronger when kept together. And there's this sort of like strange mist that kind of comes off of the ground and sort of surrounds Jesse, Lucy, and Durist. And you gain bless.